Hello guys, this is Ashley Morin from Ideas Soft Photos again. We are reading chapter 24 of Chained. Elephants communicate in ways we cannot hear. From Care of Jungle Elephants by Tin Sambo. The next night, Nandita rolls in the dirt near the stable while I carve a new elephant out of a mango wood. I keep glancing toward the cook shed, waiting for Naaman to walk out. There must be some explanation for Tamir calling him an elephant killer, but I cannot imagine what it is. Naaman would never harm an elephant. After breakfast, I started to bring it up, but he interrupted. How is Nandita? Should I check on her? No, I answered too quickly. He looked as if I'd slapped him. I mean, she is doing much better, but of course you can check on her anytime. He picked up a broom and started sweeping the floor. We need more firewood, Hustine. I left the cook shed to collect more wood, even though a small pile was already stacked next to the stove. I want to show him my new carvings. I'm sure he will like them. They look more like real animals now. I might be good enough to sell my wood carvings one day, like my father did. Perhaps I could even set up a table in the marketplace. I think of the woodcarver I met there and the elephant box he made with all the tiny elephants inside. A good gift for Chanda, I thought at the time. Suddenly, Nandita stops rolling in the dirt and stands up. She stares into the distance, perfectly still, her ears flat against her head, her trunk in the air. I stand next to her to see what caught her attention, but I don't notice anything. Then the hairs on my arm and the back of my neck stand straight up. It takes my brain a moment to catch up to what my body already senses. Tamir is behind us. At the last click of his cane, I turn to face him. I still hold the carving in my hand. There's no time to hide it. He'll know now that I have a knife. Certainly, he won't allow me to keep it. What would I do without Baba's knife? He looked down at me and holds out his hand. I place the mango wood elephant in his palm. He seems to stare right through me, as if he can see exactly what I have been thinking. He looks at the elephant from all sides. You hardly have any time for a hobby, he says, but maybe we could sell something like this at the show. People may like a souvenir to take home. He tosses the figure back to me. Make some more of these before the next show. Perhaps you can earn a little extra money for your family. Ooh, guys, he's going to be able to earn money. I hope Tamir is true to his promise. Let's see what he says. He turns to walk away, but first, he stops and looks back at me. Go to the cook shed and see if everything is put away. That cook had to go home early. In the days before the next show, I spend as much time carving as I can. I make elephants of all sizes and a few Ganesh figures. I work late into the night wondering how much the carvings will sell for and what my family will buy with the money. Some food, of course, and maybe enough clothes for Amma to make new saris for her and Chanda. For herself and Chanda. I think that is so sweet. Hustine, I think a characteristic that Hustine has is he is very thoughtful and generous. He wants his family to have all of these things over himself. I also start making an elephant box for Chanda that I will fill with small wooden elephants. This I hide in a corner of the stable under the straw to take with me when I leave. I keep interrupting my work to check on Nandita. She looks healthy. Her eyes are bright and clear, and she eats more than ever. When she forages in the wood, I can hardly keep up with her despite. When she forages in the wood, I can hardly keep up with her despite her shackles. Luckily, click-clock of the wooden bell leads me to her when she wanders too far ahead of me. Sometimes when she approaches me from behind, I pretend not to hear the bell or the rustling grass under her footsteps. Nandita likes to sneak up on me and tap my shoulder with her trunk. Then when I turn around, she looks like she's laughing. I love this, guys. We were talking a lot how we wish that this had turned into a movie, but in a way, it's awesome that this isn't a movie because we're able to picture this in our heads and our own and make our own movie. So I think that is why I like reading over books, because we can picture this in our head and make our own movie. We have a full crowd for Nandita's first show, and after her illness. I grip the edge of the fence during the entire performance and have to keep reminding myself to breathe. Nandita kicks the last goal in the game and runs circles around Sharad, who throws down his hat and pretends to be angry. The performance is perfect. Tamir sets up a table near the audience to display my wood carvings. He works behind the table, where he places the money from customers in a metal box. From the arena where I clean up after the show, I overheard some of the buyers. "What beautiful carvings, such detail. You are a skilled wood carver." One man says to Tamir, he buys a whole family of wooden elephants. I imagine selling my carvings in the marketplace, just like Baba did, and bringing home presents for my family with the money I earn. Thank you, I do my best, Tamir answers. Kind of makes me mad. I hope that makes you mad too, guys, because Tamir is taking credit for Hastin's work. I stop working and hold my pitchfork to listen closer. "Really, you are too modest," says a customer. "An artisan like yourself could make a good living selling these carvings in town. You could open up your own shop." Of course, we love the elephant show, so we hope you'll do no such thing. Tamir glances at me, then looks back to the buyer. "Yes, thank you. Hope to see you again soon." I read that wrong. Hope to see you... I'm sorry, guys, I'm messing up. Hope to see you again. When the last customer leaves, the table is bare. Every one of my carvings has sold. Tamir picks up the money box. He does not look at me as he heads to his office. I throw the pitchfork aside and storm to Tamir's office. He is so busy counting his money, he doesn't notice me standing in the doorway. My hand in my pocket clutches the stone. My throat tightens up like it will not let me speak. Tamir jumps when I clear it and ask, "How much money did I earn for my family?" "What? Oh, yes, your family. Well, of course, you do have to pay me back for providing your room here all this time." "My room? But that was part of our agreement, and I live in a stable." Tamir's face hardens. "And the wood for those carvings, since I own this land and I own the trees too. I own the trees on it too. I will take what is mine, and if there's anything left, I will send it to your family. Who knows, they might be able to move into a bigger shack without a dirt floor." That night, I pace back and forth in the stable, too angry to sleep. I pound the walls so hard that pieces of bark fall onto the ground below. I don't notice until I slump I don't notice until I slump onto the floor, arm muscles burning. How badly the rough logs scraped my hands. Nandita stands and moves closer to lie down next to me. She seems to know when I'm feeling bad. It's like Naaman said, she doesn't understand the words, but she understands me. I lean against her and stare through space between the stable logs. Tonight's moon, bright and mango orange, hangs low in the sky just above the treetops. If I followed it, it would guide me home, but I am trapped here like one of Tamir's animals who once lived in a now rusty cage. Guys, that's a simile. He's comparing him being trapped like an animal. Instead of climbing into my hammock, I decide to sleep here with Nandita like I used to. I don't mind the small space I have to sleep in. Next to Nandita, I almost feel at home. In the morning, I wake early and take the elephant box for Chanda underneath the straw. I will not carve for Tamir anymore since he will take everything I earn for himself. From now on, every wood carving I make will be for my family. I carved 2 more elephants on one side of the box, so now a full line of elephants marches trunk to tail around all 4 sides. The box is filled with the small elephants I have carved. Some are the size of my smallest fingernail, like the wooden elephants in the box from the marketplace in the city. But others are as big as my thumb. Their colors are different too. Most are the gray of mango wood or the light brown of the sal tree. The heart of tamarind tree is strong. It's wood hard to carve, but I use it for the few elephants because Chanda will like its color of deep purplish brown. Ooh, I remember at the beginning of the book that Chanda had a purple sari, so I remember that her favorite color is purple. The thought jumps into my mind that she may not be at home to take my gift, but I push it away and keep carving. I'm at the woodpile, almost finished with my morning chores when I realize something is wrong. Mid-chop, I drop the axe. No smoke pouring out from the cook shed's chimney. Usually Min is here by now. I run to the cook shed and call his name. The cook shed is empty. I run a circle around the outside of the building. Min, I call again. Only the morning birds answer me. Ooh, scholars, where is Min? I'm wondering if this has anything to do with the comment that Tamir made. Guys, I want you to make a comment on this post, and I want you to tell me, what did Tamir call Min? Thank you, guys. Tune in for chapter 25 next time.